What's up, guys? Dan Garner, strength coach and nutrition specialist here. I'm ready to rock talking about muscle building effects of fish oil and how to intelligently supplement with it, because there's a lot of wrong ways to do it as well. And like every other supplement out there, as I've discussed in the past, there's always a cost-benefit analysis. So fish oil is known for so many health effects, but I'm going to talk about body composition effects today. So what is fish oil, first off? Well, I don't need to go too in-depth here because a lot of people already know, right? It's one of the most popular supplements in existence. It's also one of the most researched supplements in existence. So we have a ton of great data to draw from when we're trying to formulate an opinion on whether or not it's intelligent or not to give it to a certain population for any given reason. We've got lots of good data to draw from in this department. And fish oil, it's going to sound like I'm working for big fish oil here because they have so many benefits to the body. Increase heart health. They've been very well documented to lower triglycerides, increase HDL, which is good cholesterol, lower your LDL, which is known as the bad cholesterol, but also affect inflammation. You'll see number 2, it's anti-inflammatory, which also plays into even more heart health and more cardiovascular health. And then brain health as well through fish oil contains DHA, which is a fat that's very rich in the brain, is very important for brain health. Eye health as well. It's been well documented that fish oil prevents macular degeneration, which is important for eye health as you age. Fish oil improves your mood. It improves how well your immune system functions. It lowers your blood pressure as well. And this is honestly a shorter list. Fish oil does do more than this, but it's this stuff, it's really, really important for your health. But you know what? It's not going to help us build biceps, right? And what are we going to do? Are we going to worry about our heart, or are we going to worry about our biceps? So let's move on to things that are a little bit more important, such as gun day. So, Smith et al., 2011. Let's dive right into it. 4 grams of Lavazza. Lavazza is a pharmaceutical-grade fish oil product in 8 weeks in healthy males. So I wanted to pick healthy subjects that are in the younger, somewhat range, the people who are going to be driving the most for the hardest gains in the gym and really are looking for the best decreases in fat mass and the best increases in lean muscle mass. But it's good for any age. These are just the most relevant, so we're not drawing from the super elderly population or diseased population. Anybody who goes through a lot of research will kind of sympathize with me here that a lot of people will reference something from a totally diseased population that probably doesn't have any relevance to the people who are buying the product, who are going to the gym or trying to make progress. So, healthy males, most relevant. It increased the anabolic sensitivity of muscle in response to insulin and amino acids. So the supplementation of just 4 grams of fish oil across 8 weeks increased this muscle cell's sensitivity to the anabolic effects of insulin and amino acids. So you got an overall greater anabolic response from the presence of amino acids and insulin, which is great, right? More muscle growth. And it was demonstrated as well because they did do structural measurements, and it was found across the 8 weeks that the fish oil group had a greater muscle concentration at the end of the trial. So we do see anabolic effects. And here's another great demonstration of the anabolic effects that fish oil can bring to the table. Again, 4 grams of fish oil, very smaller amounts, for just 6 weeks, so a lower amount as well. And this is a very impressive study because the fish oil group in this study increased their lean mass 1.1 pounds while decreasing their fat mass by 1.1 pounds as well. So they increase their lean weight and they decrease their fat weight. So something you can draw from there is don't just use the scale to measure your progress. These people in just 6 weeks gained a pound of muscle and lost a pound of fat. Their weight on the scale would be the exact same, but they would look different, and that's great progress for 6 weeks, especially considering it is just a supplement. And the placebo group, where they took safflower oil, I really wouldn't want to be in this group because they didn't gain lean mass and they only gained 0.4 pounds of fat. So for 6 weeks, they gained half a pound of fat and didn't do anything else. So that shows you the power and effect of fish oil. But another hat tip to fish oil in this study is across the 6 weeks, it significantly lowered their cortisol level. And cortisol is a stress hormone in the body that's linked to all sorts of ailments. But most relevant to this is cortisol is a catabolic hormone. So if you have too high levels of cortisol in the body and your diet's not where it really should be, then your cortisol levels are actually going to be catabolic to muscle tissue, which breaks down muscle protein over time. So the fact that this was both anabolic and anti-catabolic due to its effects on cortisol while also lowering your fat, this is a very, very great study to demonstrate what fish oil can do in a shorter period of time. Now, this one was brand new. Out of respect for the author, I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, but it was brand new in June 2016. So this is right off the press here, and 24 healthy men consuming only 860 milligrams of EPA-DHA for a period of 8 weeks. The omega-3 group, so what they did here was they subjected the group to intense exercise and then measured their strength, range of motion, and muscle soreness and other internal inflammatory factors such as TNF-alpha and IL-6, which are relevant here. But they did this, and what was found was the omega-3 group, they had greater muscular voluntary contraction after exercise. They also had a greater range of motion after the intense exercise compared to the placebo group who was not taking fish oil. And the omega-3 group also had less muscle soreness and lower IL-6 levels. So lower soreness, but also lower systemic inflammation in the body. So a lot of things happening here in the fish oil group and not in the placebo group that acutely affect performance. But long term will definitely affect performance in your body composition, but also just straight up, this was a performance study as well. They had greater muscular voluntary contraction. So we're not just talking about lean mass, fat mass here. We are talking about muscular performance. And we see here, I didn't want to include all the details to make the video too long, but we see the fish oil can also improve body composition through different avenues. We have another example here where inflammation was lowered with omega-3 supplementation. We also have another example here where cortisol was lowered with omega-3 supplementation. So this is where we see a lot of the effects. And a note that I want to make here is fish oil is not something where you're going to take it and then you're going to start seeing results tomorrow. It's not like caffeine. You know, caffeine, you take it and you know you took it. You're buzzed up within a half hour. Fish oil, the anabolic effects of fish oil happen over a period of time because it's actually structurally changing the cell. So this can be over a period of 6 months. So that's why a lot of people don't correlate fish oil supplementation to their gains in lean mass or their progress or their muscular performance. But there's a lot of research in this area and a ton of research on the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio just in your diet, improving body composition as well. And it's not something you're going to notice acutely like caffeine, but it is definitely doing its job in the background. That's the bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But how do we supplement smart, okay? So it's not just like, holy, fish oil is awesome after this video. To increase insulin, amino acid sensitivity, decrease fat, improve lean mass, did all this great stuff, it lowered my cortisol and inflammation. Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. But there's always a point of diminishing returns. And this is where data, you gotta look at the data and talk to somebody who doesn't have a bias in this area. Because what was the pattern that we saw across those fantastic studies? Well, Smith et al., they supplemented with 3.36 grams. Noreen, 2.4. And the Tsuchiya, that was 860 milligrams. These aren't big amounts. And a big trend in the industry is take a tablespoon with breakfast, take a tablespoon with lunch, and take a tablespoon with dinner. This way exceeds what you need to take in order to get all these benefits that we're talking about today. And not only that, I have several referenced examples that I could present to you guys where larger doses of omega-3 acids very consistently in the research decrease your immune system function. So not only will you not get more results with way more supplementation, but you actually start creating a negative problem because it's been shown in research to lower natural killer cell activity and T cell activation, which are very important components to having a well-functioning immune system. And you need your immune system to properly recover from exercise and make sure you don't get sick so you can keep exercising. So what's the overall recommendation here to supplement smart? You only need 3 grams per day to get all the health benefits and all the body composition benefits. But important note, 3 grams of EPA and DHA. So not just 3 grams of fish oil. You have to look at your label and it will say how much EPA is in it, how much DHA is in it. 3 grams of combined EPA DHA is what you're going to need in order to get all the benefits from fish oil. Thanks a lot for watching.